So we are reviewing loving kindness, the 9th of the 10 paramis. And the word metta comes from the Pali word mita, which translates as friend. Friend. We heard Lori's talk about her day of loving and kindness and her devotion to befriend herself. We had those BFFs, right? Best friends forever. Meditation can be viewed as a practice of befriending. And it's certainly a practice of welcoming. What do you need? How can I help? Maybe offering some comfort. We hear the generous and kind attention in this. And this is how good friends relate to each other. Metta, loving kindness, is the big embrace. It is the rich and fertile soil out of which the other Brahma Viharas grow. And as Lori talked about, all the paramis are infused with this generosity and loving kindness. People, teachers, have taught it as immeasurable because its one fundamental quality is that it's unconditional. And this is an audacious aspiration, but it is the direction that these heart-mind practices point us toward. Susan often says, love everything into the fold of mindfulness, everything, and that includes every aspect of ourselves. The wanted and the unwanted, the sweet and the unsavory. And this can only happen in an atmosphere of kindness and friendliness and generosity. When we resolve to practice loving kindness, not just toward kittens on a nice day, but even on rats on rotten days, then we are training these heart minds to not be so fickle. We're training them to grow beyond attraction and aversion. I like this, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that, I like this. Training beyond that. In one of the earliest Buddhist texts, it teaches that the power of metta is a practice of awakening. It teaches there is no better mindfulness in this world. There is no better way to live in this world than the practice of loving kindness. Loving kindness is a path to awakening. Each of us have been touched by unexpected small or large gestures of generosity that have been offered to us by strangers or by people close to us. Christina Feldman in Boundless Heart writes, generosity is a responsiveness of immediacy that offers what in this moment this person needs, unfiltered by our judgments of whether another deserves or is worthy of that response or not. Many people have grown up in families where there wasn't enough love, encouragement, support, emotional safety. And for sure, in those experiences, people are not trustworthy. And we want to unlearn that and begin to trust more, a little more, in our own timing, in our own pacing. But we wouldn't be sitting here today without being touched by someone's kindness or generosity. Very few of us would have survived our childhood had it not been for the countless and now maybe mostly forgotten acts of loving kindness that were extended to us. And we often, because we're so tightly hooked in, overlook the love and that are embodied in countless small gestures of daily kindness. So I'm inviting you to think about those beings, two-legged or four-legged and furry, strangers, experiences, places in nature, or teachers, maybe archetypes, moments of kindness that you've witnessed. Who, what has supported your heart to open? Just invite you to bring someone, someplace to mind. We do this so that we can begin to feel the qualities of friendliness to whatever extent is available to us. I'm going to read a poem. I'm going to share a poem with you, and this is a poem that I shared here at the Daily Sit, but it was I looked it up to see how long ago it was that I shared this. It was in the fall of 2021. So I don't know if you were in the fall here at the fall of 2021, but it's a poem that I'd like to share with you today. It feels very fitting. So you can close your eyes and let the words come to you or the images that get evoked as they do. And the poem is entitled At the Corner Store by Allison Luderman. He was a new old man behind the counter, skinny and eager. He greeted me like a long-lost daughter, as if we both came from the same world, someplace warmer and more gracious than this cold city. I was thirsty and alone, sick at heart, grief-soiled, and his face lit up as if I were his prodigal daughter returning, coming back to the freezer bins in front of the register, which were still and always filled with the same old cable car ice cream, sandwiches, and cheap frozen greens. Back to the knobs of beef and packages of hot dogs. These familiar shelves strung with potato chips and corn chips, stacked up beer boxes and immortal Jim Beam. I lumbered to the case and bought my precious bottled water. and he returned my change, beaming, as if I were the bright new buds on the just bursting open cherry trees, as if I were everything beautiful struggling to grow. And he was blessing me as he handed me my dime over the counter and a plastic tub of red licorice whips. This old man, who didn't speak English, beamed out love to me in the iron week after my mother's death, so that when I emerged from his store, my whole cockeyed life, what a beautiful failure, glowed gold like a sunset after rain. Frustrated city dogs were yelping in their yards and mad with passion behind their chain link fences. And in the driveway of a peeling paint house, a woman and a girl danced to contagious reggae. Praise Allah, Yah, the Buddha, Kuan Yin, Jesus, Mary, and even jealous old Jehovah. For eyes, hands of the divine everywhere. This new old man beams at her, a silent language of love and kindness. And this young woman receives this wish of love and kindness. And in the receiving, something opens. Her heart opens. Her perceptions brighten and clarify. This is a benefactor moment. Metta can penetrate our tired, socially constructed worlds of self-centered worry and cynicism and even grief. These moments of love and kindness are sprouting all around us and within us too. Let's pay kind attention, generous attention, and nurture them.